Hey everybody, I'm Anthony from ComicsCityUp.net. I'm doing Anthony's pickups for November 12th, 2020. These are books that I've picked up either in shop or purchased online and just got them in the mail this week. So while some of them might be purchases from a couple of weeks ago, they just hit the mailbox this week. I'll start off with this one. It is Philadelphia #1. Slide it in here. It is, it's been optioned. I've had several copies of it before. I've done signed copies where I sold some of the signed copies by Rodney Barnes, but the option's still standing out there, and I actually paid $1 for it, so I'm going to grab it, hold it, and flip it later. Next up is Lady Death's Scorched Earth #2. This is the Raw edition. It was limited to 400 copies. I paid less than cover price for it on Thanks from Another World and ended up selling it for around, I think they go for around $30. Not a bad flip. This is Batman 3 Jokers #3, 1 in 25. This is the Jason Fabok cover. I love the pink. It pops so well. It's such a great cover. With what happened in the book and what was revealed at the end of the book, definitely wanted to pick up a copy of the variant just because, one, I like the art, but two, the story was great. It was a great follow-up to The Killing Joke, which is one of my all-time favorite Batman books. Coffee #19, that's that Peach Momoko cover. Great-looking cover. I think they kind of snuck this one in right before FOC. There's a 1 in 25, which I have copies of coming as well. This one's dropped off in price. I know it was doing really well beforehand. It's dropped off to about $8 or whatever, but still, it's a great book. Probably flip it, see what it's going for tonight when I start listing books. And if it's going, 2 times cover, I'll list it. If not, then I'll just keep it for my collection. But all in all, it's a great cover. This one I was happy to get. Crossover #1. This is that secret variant. It's got the art swap on the cover of the comic book he's reading. My local comic shop didn't have any out. It was kind of wink, wink, nod, nod. When I asked if they had them, they said yes, and they grabbed me a copy. So super happy to get them. I think they're going for around $30. I like the story. Crossover was cool, but I'm not hugely vested in the story, so it's a flip for me. These next two are restocks from Things from Another World. These just came in. I don't know why they're not bagged and boarded, but Shang-Chi #1, these are the Ruan variants. Now, the prices have dropped quite a bit on these, but still, it's got first appearance of characters on the cover. You can't go wrong with that. So at less than cover price, I grabbed a couple of copies. All the top 10 lists have this still as being super hot. It is the last run in #1. I've still found a couple of copies of those out in the wild for cover price or less. So I grabbed 2 more copies, and then Things from Another World just put them and the ratio variants back up the other day. I posted that on the forum and on ComicsCityUp.net, and they got wiped out pretty quick. But I was happy to grab more. I promised one to a friend, so it's going to be shipping out to him this week when I do some shipments. But I got 2 more copies and then 3 more in the mail, so I'm pretty set with this book. I've got some 1 in 25s coming in as well. I cannot wait to get those in because those are doing really well. And I'll have more last run in later in this video too. But on to the next book is Batgirl #50. I've sold a bunch of copies so far, and I got more in. This just something that anytime I can do well with something, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to resell it. This is a restock from Things from Another World. We're getting into some ratios here. This is Death Metal Speed Metal #1, that Peach Momoko cover. Now, prices have dropped on this one online. I think people are moving on to the next thing, but it's still a great book. If I don't flip it, I'll just throw it in the collection. I do like her art style enough on some of the books that I'm not opposed to keeping them, but my buy-in on this one was low enough that my break-even's like $17. I know that the book is still doing at least that. So anyway, worst case scenario, it stays in the collection for a while, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Another ratio variant is Canto 2, the Hollow Men #3. This is the retailer exclusive, the 1 in 10. Got it for less than cover price, so it was well below ratio, much less cover price, so it's going to be an easy flip for me. I've been grabbing these Canto 2 variants and doing okay with them. Speaking of variants and doing well, Death Metal Rise of the New Gods #1. This is that Boss Logic cover. I love this cover, and I hate selling covers like this that I really like, but I'd rather just print out the picture or save the picture to my desktop for a while and get the money as opposed to, holding onto a cover that I like, but this for me is still a flip. My buy-in on this was exceptionally cheap. It was well below the 1 in 25 ratio cost, so I was good with that. Department of Truth #2, 1 in 10. That option news just came out. If it doesn't sell for ratio or above, then I'm still okay. I think I paid cover price for it. Giga number 1 variant. Again, I've got this because I got it for like $2.79 or something like that. Got some Spawn 311s. That's the homage cover. That was supposed to be the C cover, but they didn't send me the C cover. And the black and white homage cover. I said I'd have more Last Ronin, and here they are. I got some Last Ronin number 1 in 10 variants. I paid $7.19 for these on Things from Another World on pre-order. Got 3 copies of them. Super thrilled to get them. They're doing exceptionally well on eBay, and I know I'll do well with them. Got some magazines in as well. I'm going to start with some fanzines here, and I got these because of the Emanuele Taglietti. He's an Italian horror artist cover. This is Midnight Magazine number 5. Again, it's a fanzine. They cover all things horror movies, trash cinema, horror comics, horror toys, all that stuff. But you don't get Emanuele Taglietti art over here very often, so I got number 5 and number 6. I will link to where you can find these down in the description. Also, some Terror Tales. This is volume 2, number 2. Great art, 70s, 60s, 70s horror. Just fantastic books. The colors pop. I love them. Love the covers. I love the reprints of the pre-code horror. These all came from my comic shop. This is volume 6, number 1. Not in the best shape, but still great to have in my collection. And volume 4, number 5. Now this is a reprint, a facsimile edition. It's Eerie Tales number 1. So underneath the reproduction cover is like the actual cover. It's pretty cool. So I do like reproductions, and Eerie Tales is not a magazine that I've been able to find or afford, so getting the facsimile has been. And finally, big fan of this one, Chamber of Chills number 15. This is a 4.5. I'm a huge fan of pre-code horror, love pre-code horror books. I've been stacking these Chamber of Chills books lately. This is a low to mid-grade 4.5, but still it runs. You expect to pay around $300 and some for some of these issues. Cover art by Lee Elias. He's done some of the most prominent, most famous pre-code horror covers that stand out to me, stand out to many people. So I've just been putting together a set, a run of these books, and just super happy to have this one in the collection. It's one of those kind of every time I get one in, it's like a dream come true kind of book. So this is one of those grails that, just been throwing in. Now, I've read all the Chamber of Chills through like what they call the Harvey floppies. They're softcover books, but still great books to have. Getting harder and harder to find, and just such a great addition to the collection. So here I was just about to wrap everything up, and I checked the mail. I got notification that something came in the mail, and that something is Miskatonic number 1. This is that Momoko Kickstarter cover. I think it's pretty cool. Again, a lot of Momoko's covers out lately, but this is one of the Kickstarters, so that just came in. Don't know what else to say. I think it's a really cool cover. It's a great series if you haven't read it. Aftershock, very Cthulhu-esque story. So just when I thought I was done with this week's pickup, something else came in. So I just wanted to add that in there. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave comments down what your pickups were this week, and let us know, what you guys are collecting. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.